Hi, I'm recording this video project demo for front-end skill test 2. So I have to make a meal application which gets the meal data from the meal DB API. So following are the features that I was needed to implement: the home page, the meal detail page, and my favorite meal page. In the home page, there is a search bar in which when I type some text, the text is being searched for the meals. And as I update the text, the meal display also gets updated. And there's a favorite button comes with every meal display, and on clicking over the meal a specific meal display, the meal detail page open. And then in the meal detail page, I have implemented the following. I have displayed following information in my implementation. And in the favorite meals page, there's a display of a list of favorite meals, and with every meal there is a delete button, so that we can remove the meal from the favorite meal page. So let's jump to the code. So here's the HTML code for the home page. So the home page is pretty simple. I have implemented a search bar using input tag. Then I have two buttons. One is a clear button and another is a favorite button for opening the favorite page. And then there's a div for error messages for giving some messages if we need. I will show it later. And then there's an unordered list which will hold all the list of the meals. And here in the script tag, I have implemented the ify module in which in a global variable I am returning the initialization function, and then I am calling it inside the HTML page. Right, so let's jump to the script file of the home page. So in the script file of the home page, from the start, I have maintained the ify module pattern. Here I have handled the keys and click event over the document element for for implementation of the event delegation. That means handling all the similar events under one function. So here the three in the click event, basically three targets are handled: the clear button, the favorite button, and the whole meal component. When we click on the meal component, it goes on the details of that meal. So let's have a look at the demo of the same. Like when we search for a meal, it displays all the meal with the keyword that we have provided in the input bar. Now in the meal component, anywhere we click, we are directed to the meal detail page. And then there's add favorites. When we click on the add favorites, we get a notification that the following meal has been added to the favorite list. If we try to add same meal twice into the favorite page, then a favorite list, then we get the notification that that meal is already present in the favorites. And when we click on the favorites, we are redirected to the favorites. And if I add more favorites, then and refresh here, those favorites are also updated here. Now if you want to delete, we can delete. And here also, if we click anywhere on this favorite in this component, in this meal component, we are redirected to the details of that meal. I think the API is not working correctly here, so let me refresh. Yeah, now it's working fine. It fails sometimes for some meals, but it mostly works for all of them, like working for almost all the meals except for this. I think the Capsalon meal. Yeah, it is working for this. This is working for this meal too, but sometimes the API fails if I overuse the API. Yeah. So let's jump back to the code. The code here is, yeah, we have handled the click over the meal component and then clear button and the favorite button. And yeah, the keys that we are entering in the search bar is handled by the function handle keys. And then there's a function add to favorite, where we are firstly we are checking that if that meal already exists in that favorite list or not. If it already exists in the favorite list, then we give the message this meal is already in the favorite list, and we set timeout, and then we initialize a set timeout function to remove the message after 4 seconds, and then we return from here. In case that meal is already not present in the favorite list, then we add the meal ID into the favorite list, and then we give a message that the following meal has been added in the favorite list, and then we update the list in the local storage. Yeah, the search meal, we are using the fetch function and providing the appropriate URL. Then we are converting the data into into JSON object using .json function. And then in case the meals array, the data we get in return is empty, like in case we give a invalid meal name, then it won't return anything. Like this is invalid meal name, and we get a message that no meals found for the given input. So that is also handled here. In case we get some data for the input value, then we are adding the meal data that we got one by one using the add meal to DOM function. Here in this function, we are creating a list element, then we are setting the ID of that list element and the data and the ID of that meal in the data set of that list element, and all the data that is displayed in the meal component in the home page. And then there is some document.get element by ID calls for fetching the elements. Yeah. So this is it for the script file of the home page. Now there's a meal details page where the structure of the HTML is pretty simple. we have a container. In that container we are displaying source, meal, name, photo, meal type. All these have been ID'd accordingly. And then here also the if module pattern has been implemented. In the script file we are fetching the meal ID on which the mouse was clicked to show the details. And after fetching the meal ID, we are calling the fetch movie details function. And inside the fetch movie, we are calling the fetch movie details function in the HTML file as the if module has been implemented. In the function fetch movie details, we are fetching the movie details using ID, using the fetch function. Then we are converting it into a JSON object. Then from that JSON object, we are fetching out the array. From that array, we are fetching out the object from the array. Then using that object, we are updating all the things like in a meal name, document title, photo, meal type, and the recipe instructions and ingredients, and also the source of the all the details that we just pushed here. In the favorite section is pretty simple. There is only a list and error message. And inside the script file, we are using the same function to add the favorite to render the favorite list into the DOM. And we are here using the ID of the meals to fetch the details of the meals to render into the ROM, and the rest of the thing is same in this function. Here also the if module has been implemented. We are calling the app initialize function in the HTML of the same page. Yeah, and the readme file has been updated accordingly. So thank you. This is it.